Incredible morning. Hello, everybody. I'm back again. For those who missed last night when I gave you guys a sneak peek when I was in here later than I was supposed to be, we're going to do this again for all of my daytime folk who normally catch me. I was trying to do it early in the morning, but I was like, look, I'll probably get on here and spend way too much time. So I need to move some stuff because even had to go to Home Depot to go get me some things. So I was like, let me kind of arrange these so that we can kind of see exactly what we needed. Oh my gosh, my hands. No, that's not cute. That's ashy. And I know my hands are gonna raise up. So I'll be right back. There we go. I'm still in here looking like a bum because I'm in here working. So don't mind the attire. This is very much so getting some done attire. Okay, so wait, you still can't hear me? I think it's a delay. Still got breakfast in my teeth. Wait, y'all can't hear me? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Can y'all hear me? Alrighty. I'm waiting for Amazon to come because my microphones, like the what's this thing called? The stand that it's on is too high and it's always blocking my monitors. So I am getting a low profile one because it's always in the way. So I got a lot of stuff coming in and my foolish self had it go to our house instead of having it come to HQ. So I'm like watching our cameras at the house like a hawk because like as soon as it gets here, hello, Eben, can you go by and get my microphone stand? Because this is driving me absolutely insane. But hello, everyone. Hello from HS Inc. 365 HQ. Oh my God, that is so cool to say. And then this morning, even was like, because I had on my shirt, The Incredible Professor, which is actually not in the right spot. This should really be over some more. And then, of course, we have the back. Being incredible makes you inspirational. And so he's like, well, where are my work shirts? So I'm going to end up making up some so we can feel real official when we leave the house and come to work in our like official HS Inc. shirts and stuff like that and for staff and stuff. So it's kind of cool. I'm super excited. But hello, everyone. No, just do the pleasantries. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365 LLC, the parent company of Silhouettes Anonymous, where I teach you how to use and master using your silhouette studio, Mr. Silhouette cameos, which that's actually where he's gone now so that I can not just this, well, I'm going to have a display because y'all know that I have 6 cameos. I'm actually still in the hunt for another 2. I'm going to probably get another 4. I'm never going to get another 3, but I already have 3 of the originals. So on my display wall, I'll probably actually display the 3 because I probably won't actually use it, but I need to get like another 2 and another 4 so they can stay on the display. And then I'll have the ones in the closet. So I actually just had to set that up so that he can measure and all that stuff because he went to Home Depot so that I can now set the cameos up in the closet. I have one print. Oh, I have the Sawgrass, the Eco Tank, the 7210, because that one stayed here. And then I have to bring in my pigment ink printer on this shelf. And then I finally figured out somewhere to put all of my easy presses. So those are there. So still kind of moving things around, but that's going to get done. My other desk will be here on Sunday, so I can set that up because right now it's just whatever. But yeah, so you'll be able to see a lot more like actually like seeing the silhouette cameos go, kind of like back in the day. And then of course we are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand, which I'm going to switch over to this camera so you can see it up there. Which we're going to IKEA today too. Oh wait, you see all that other junk. So see, look at how beautiful that's displayed up there. Isn't she lovely? Mm-hmm. Isn't it wonderful? So yeah, but we are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand. We carry the best sublimation paper that allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. And we also have pigment ink and heat tape and chip resetters and other accessories. So check out our website, shop.hsink365.com for your supplies. And then, of course, 365 Creative Academy, which will eventually have like a real in-house space to actually teach from. I'm still going to actually be I'm going to release some spots for some in-person classes soon here, but like having like an actual like classroom type area, that's going to be in January by the time we like have that all finished and like set up. But yeah, 365 Creative Academy is going to be on and popping. Yeah, so that's who I am in our company and our business. So if you missed the sneak peek last night and kind of announcement, well, if you were on TikTok that was what, Friday or Saturday? One of those days. I want to say Friday. Yeah, it was Friday because no, it was Saturday because I had to make sure that I took my hair out because we started moving on Sunday. So if you were on TikTok, you heard the announcement first because I was like on live and y'all rock with me while I took my braids down. Or if you were on last night, we made a move for the betterment and the growth of our business. It'll be considered to some people considered baby steps, but to us it's a big step. We wanted our house back. So if you don't know, the bulk of our operation was run out of our actual home because we have like a 2.5, probably like a 3. Because actually during hurricanes, most of my family, like we store our cars, and then my mom's car was in there. So it's actually like 3 cars can fit, but they're like tight, but 3 cars can fit in there. And that's where like the majority of our operation was. A lot of you guys have seen it when we first set up. I've shown pictures of it in the garage, and then some of y'all, I'll say some of y'all, because hopefully they're not still watching, or if you were back then, you still not a hater. But some folks were being haters. So we kind of stopped showing that part of it. Although you guys have somewhat seen it when I went in there, like where the rolling was. So like there was that whole big space. And then of course you've seen my office. And then we have another garage that had like all of my tumblers and mugs and Coroplast and like a bunch of those other supplies. So we were taking up a good portion of our house. And then whenever I was working on orders, like my bum and hip was hurting because I didn't have like anywhere where I could really have a large table to be able to do like signs, especially when I'm doing yard signs, big cutouts and stuff like that. And I only had the one surface in my office. Well, after I changed it around, I only had the one surface. So it made it really hard to really get back into like my custom stuff and custom print, because locally people still call me for it and I have to turn it away. And right as we did the move, I ended up having, now it's 4 cheer teams that want me to do cheer signs for them. So that's going to end up being a lot easier. Eva really wants to learn that side of the business as well. So I can design, he can print, cut, assemble, him and the other staff. So that's going to make it a lot better. And we actually have our house back. So we end up deciding, I actually have been thinking about this for quite some time. And wanting to kind of just move out of our house. And a girl over at Craftsman's University, Kiana, like this was a while ago, she ended up getting what she called like the craft house. So they purchased a house and it's where like her business operation was going to be at and stuff. She just moved it, out of her home as well, and she had the craft house. And I was like, you know what? I mean, walls are already up, it's separated. That's a really cool idea. So we were looking for properties like really, really close to our house, but I mean, the way the market was, uh, people really don't leave out our neighborhood, so it was really not a lot of like houses available because I was really trying to stay in our neighborhood. Um, so that we were really like a skip and a hop away from our front door. And I just couldn't find anything at the time. Then it just got to a point I was like, you know what? I'm over this. You guys remember when we were in Broward County and I showed it used to be the old Justice store, and I was like, yep, I'm just gonna pray on this. Like I want a storefront. Not really so much a storefront. I just want a brick and mortar where I could, people could come in, but I really want a place where I can hold in-person classes. We did not necessarily want people where we lay our heads at. I mean, technically anybody can find your address, but just the thing about people coming into like where we lay our head and where our children are. So I didn't want to necessarily do in-person classes at our house. I wanted a location where I could do them. So that was really like my main thing with wanting to have a commercial space. So looked into certain things, certain places, and then I decided, well, I mean, Pembroke Pine is cool, but it would like we would be limited in until we had like a full-on staff, because our children go to school in Dade County, and they literally are like right, like literally it's like a straight shot for them. So I'm like, if we go to Broward, the time to open it up would be later because we'd have to drop them off and then drive 15, 20 minutes, depending on traffic, to get there. So the time to actually open up would end up being much later. And then it'll make it harder for me to kind of do like my 9 o'clock lives. Because I really do like doing my lives at 9 o'clock. So we were looking for somewhere that was in the Miami Gardens area, like really, really close to us. One place, it was kind of set up as a print shop already. But they were playing games. Every time I would go, oh, someone just leased it. And then for weeks and weeks and months, I would see no movement in there. And so I would call again. It's like, yeah, we had someone that fell through, but right now we're talking, like, they were just playing too many games. So I was like, I gave up on that one. It's a great foot traffic location because it's right there by Walmart. That was another option. I was kind of upset when I saw there was a Charlie's Steakery, because our next option, if you've never considered it, was to go into Walmart, because they have that, like, those spaces for either retail, like there's like the eyeglass shop, there's normally a nail shop, there's normally like a food place in there, and so they had ended up shutting it down. So although they preferred to have some sort of food in there, we were in talks of like having our print shop be in there, because like, hello, that's amazing foot traffic. I mean, people kind of going in and kind of seeing that. None of the Walmart, like, people were still had like their leases for like where of course the eyeglass place, and like there's a bank in there, but in one of them the bank part kind of went away, but it was actually still kind of small. And then like where the nail shop was, it was just the nail shop. There was like no real storage area. So we contacted them to see if there was like a Walmart that like they would consider not having a food type place there, so that we could take over one of those and have a print shop. And I'm like, that would be kind of cool, because like if somebody wanted to, they can literally go into Walmart, purchase a shirt, and we can put things on it, like as a last minute thing. We didn't have a color or whatever. So that was one of the things that we considered, but most of them wanted a food spot there, because it's like in one, it was a McDonald's, and the other one, it was, actually I think both of them were McDonald's, and then the other one was Subway, but they like all of those places left out. So we thought about that, but they really wanted a food place. So I think one is getting a churros and the other one's getting a Charlie's Steakery. I'm happy about the Charlie's Steakery though. So that was an option. Well, that was something we considered. I was like, that would be really cool to be in Walmart. That's just like really big visually. And then just kind of brand awareness, so that when we did kind of go into our own space, people would kind of know, because look at how many people come through the Walmart. So that was that. Although I am still considering, like, even once we get our big spot, if a spot ever comes open to where it doesn't have to be like the main one in like storage and warehouse type, but like having like a small print shop in there, I'm actually still considering that. I will still be on the lookout for when one of those leases are up in a Walmart, because I think that would still be great as a satellite location. So that's still on the table. I still kind of want to do that. That's just great for brand awareness. Um, so then we looked at actual, like, in some other spaces. We have a lot of brick and mortar spots that have been built. One of the ones that we looked at, it would have just been a longer process, because they're like, you have to go through this whole thing where you have to be approved by the bigger stores that are there. They have to approve any of the smaller spots that come, because they have to make sure that it's in line with theirs. You're not going to bring like a different type of foot traffic and crowd and stuff like that. So you have to be approved by them. And we got time for that. I was ready to go. And then, so actually, no, I'll go back. So the one spot, they're very narrow. Like, the space is in there. It is really, really narrow. It's long, but it's like narrow. It really wouldn't leave a lot of space for moving the stuff at our current warehouse there. But the great part about it was our warehouse was in that plaza. So it would literally be like 2 steps away to go get more supplies to bring over to the storefront. But there were no walls. There was like, the floors weren't finished, because it's a brand new spot. So we'd have had to do the full build out. And I'm like, I don't really want to do a full build out for someone that I'm leasing. Like, you're putting a lot of money into something that you cannot take with you. So I was like, oh, no. But then a nail shop was over there and they got evicted. So I was like, okay, look, they got nice floors. The walls are already painted. They had like one wall up in the back, which could have been like an office. I would have just had to worry about 2 walls versus like a whole bunch of them. And being able to separate it for like just a walk up, not a full storefront, but like a walk up, like pick your orders, and we can have all of my print shop stuff in the back. So that was an option. But they were still going through some legal stuff with the nail shop that was there, and like being able to get all their stuff out and like all the legal stuff. So I was like, okay, that's gonna take too long. So I went back to my original thought of having a craft house, or like a separate house for business, because again, all the walls are up. Kiana has one, my homegirl, Yolanda has one. So I was like, okay, doing it out of a house probably would work. And we looked and looked, and there were 4 properties right in our neighborhood that I was like, ooh, yes, I want one of those. 2 of them were managed by a place called First Key. And I was very honest with them. Like, I could have gone and said, just went in there and did whatever. But being the fact that we are the owners and we know it's an LLC, and this is our first year, we couldn't do it like to where we don't give ourselves a W-2. You have what's called an owner's draw. And, we had to do the contract with us, and it's a certain amount that kind of comes to us, but it's not an official W-2. So that's going to affect it with, of course, renting any space when it's like as a business, as a home, because they want to see your W-2s. You have to make 3 times the amount, blah, 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 all this other stuff. But so I was like very honest with them in that, okay, we're not looking to live there. We own our house like in this area. We're looking to use it for business. And then the first thing they said was, no, we can't do that. Like, some people blocked me completely. I was like, well, damn. They literally blocked me. And I was like, I mean, you don't know if maybe in the future. So like when I went and looked at it, it was something that you couldn't see the listing. I was just like, okay, well, whatever. And then there was another listing. It was like a different like company, contacted them. I explained it to her, exactly what we wanted to do. She's like, that's kind of interesting. This is kind of different for us. But it kind of was like cool, because in talking to her afterwards, she was saying they wanted to get into commercial space rentings, like where hair salons and barbers and like estheticians and all those. And then also like the office buildings, like for dental. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Back up. Before we even got to the houses, I looked into office spaces, because my mom was like, well, the space that we have for her, like for her job, in Broward, she's like, we only pay X, Y, and Z for this spot. So look into more like an office building. I was like, you know what? I was thinking about that, because I was watching some show and it was like lawyers, and they had like a whole big floor. And of course you have like a conference room. Or was I watching a Lifetime movie? It was one of them, but it was like a conference room, and everybody had like their separate offices. And I was like, that would be kind of dope too, because you can have the different rooms and set up stuff for like where it was like the print room, the some, I can set up different stuff. Like if it's like on a floor and you have all the different rooms, and then having the conference room be a classroom. I was like, that might work. Sorry, they didn't have. I thought we had a 24-inch bracket when I did it. The shelf that he built me at home, but he said they're only 20 inches, so he would let me know they don't have 24. But anywho, so I was like, okay, well that might work. So we looked at a couple different spots here, like within like on 441, on 57, but the issue with that is because they are considered like office type buildings, and because the management company, like they're the one, like it's one electricity, like you do your own drop for internet, but like for electricity and water, it's like all included, whatever. So they turn like almost every one of them. And the first guy told me that, and then I was like, whatever, I'm gonna find out for myself. So I was asking, we went to other places and we went to the eye doctor. I asked them, and it's like, yeah, we shut down at 6 o'clock because at 6:30 they turn the air off. So in any of those, if you're ever looking for like an office building, you have to have a business that's pretty much running it's running from, I think they open up at like 5 in the morning, I think, or something like that, but they shut the air off at 6. So I wouldn't be able to necessarily go in there because it'd be hot. So they shut it down at 6 on the weekdays and 2 p.m. on weekends. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And he said all office spaces are going to be like that. At first I didn't believe him. Come to find out, it's true. So I had to look into what's called flex spaces. And that's where it's like a warehouse and then like a few offices. But everybody, like all the ones, again, trying to stay in Miami Gardens, they were still under leases or just got under contracts. So I was kind of bummed out. And that's when I went back to the whole house situation. I was like, okay, although I want to kind of go bigger so that I can kind of grow how I want, like now versus having a bunch of different storage units, because we're still planning to do what we plan to do, but we're going to just need a bunch of storage units to store all of the stuff because we didn't get like the whole warehouse thing, whatever. But that's kind of fine. So we're looking, I was about to pull the trick on that. And then I got another offer for a house, and I'll explain more about that. Once everything is done, and you get to see like the full thing, I explain the blessing and where we're at now. But we are now in a 4-2. No, 3-2. Yeah, 3-2. Living room and all that stuff. So this room is where my office is. It's a lot more space. I'm going to switch over. Still have to, at first I thought it was like in the evening, but I still have to kind of work on the lighting in here. But being able to, like, I'm not sure if you guys somewhat remember, like in my office, in my house, I had this thing right here, and they were like in the middle to where it was like, that's my work surface. If you guys ever saw me do stuff, I have 2 of those. They were back to back and they made one big surface. But now they're flanking each other. My hot trunks in the middle. I love this because I can show you guys how to do oversized things, because now I have clearance on both sides. This can actually open all the way up now. And I can demonstrate, oversized things now because this is in the center of a room. So this worked out so much better versus it being on the side of, like, right by my window, and then me always having to pull it out, trying to maneuver around it. So this is it's still a lot of stuff in here. Kind of see that wall. My pegboard is going to go there. And then like that one is on that side. I'll have my TV. I have my shelves down there. Originally, I was going to put printers there, but I'm going to swing you around. Hold on, let's see. Can I swing it around? Let me undo this one. All right, so then so there is where all of my printers will go. And then my cameos, and those are standard shelves. So he's getting longer ones so that I can actually leave them in there and actually use them. As long as it's like a shorter run. I was trying to get the 24-inch shelves so that I could still, like if it's at the front, I could still do like a good 20 inches on there. Because I always use, like, most times though, I'm using like a 12 by 24 inch. I'm using my 17 paper. So I'll still have the clearance to be able to do that, but those will go there. So that's kind of this angle that you guys are seeing me from will change by Monday. Wait, why do you look weird? Hold on. Oh no. All of my wall brackets are coming so that I could like just mount my cameras and I don't have to keep moving them. I'm going to have cameras pretty much in every single area. So I don't have to keep changing them. So this is like my space. And right now you guys see me from here only because we're still moving stuff around. It was easy to have my desk here, but it's going to be in like those where the cameos and stuff were and printers, because with the one and the original cameo and the cameo 2, you still have to hardwire them in. So the desk needs to be there where the computer tower is there so that I can run them and they can all be connected to the computer. So that's going to be on that wall, but I can also shoot this way. And then right in front of the window, I'm going to have another surface where I can actually work. So now it's really having space to do stuff in here. One of the other rooms is like our inventory room. Before we had an inventory wall, now we have an inventory room to where all of the shirts, because I order right now, I already order my shirts by the cases, especially for sublimation. For cotton shirts, I normally don't. I always order extra, but colors on that change. For sublimation, I only do white. So all that changed. So the other shirts I don't order, but I order kind of a good amount. Well, I keep black and white. So I wanted to, we have that space in there. And it's going to be kind of stuff like a warehouse type deal. It's going to be very minimal space as far as like walking, enough to go in there, see which one you're on, pull your shirt, take it to the work area and be able to press it. And then there's like the tumblers, my mugs, different blanks and stuff. So all shirts on one side, shirts and apparel on one side. Small substrates are on this side. And then the other side has drinkware. And then in the middle, it would be cotton shirts. So all sublimation, everything sublimation is like along the walls, and then all cotton shirts and like some other things will be like in the middle with shelves that are back to back, so that we are literally just walking around, figuring out what we need to get and calling it a day. So that's that one. The living room is technically Even's fulfillment center now. Because it's right there by the door, because local pickups will be able to happen here versus going to like UPS and like waiting there and stuff. So you'll be able to come here, kind of like a will call. You still have to place your order online until we kind of get a system here where if you wanted to come and then come in and pay, because we'll have to get like, if you want to pay cash, you have to get a cash drawer. We have to get the Square and all that stuff. But we prefer that people just place their order online and just kind of come here to pick it up. So all of that production, like all of that stuff is in the front. We had to kind of scale back from how it was in our previous location because he kind of had a lot of the boxes pre-made up. So he always does, like he pre-makes the boxes and put it in there. So that's why that's one of the reasons why we are so efficient in getting orders out, because of the prep work that we do ahead of time, and things are just kind of set up. And we're literally just like pulling off the shelves, putting the, packing it, putting stuff in there and like shipping it off. So he has that area. And then what is considered like technically the dining room here is where all my big machines are. So my rolling is there, my big laminator. I can finally use my 36-inch US cutter. So I'm hoping to do more printing cuts and do bigger cuts with that one compared to like my 12-inch. because I have some cheer signs to do and actually need a large. I can do the larger ones because I can do larger than 12 inches because I have the 36-inch cutter. So I'll probably be able to use that. We're getting a DTG machine and like the large laser printer with the finishing sections on them. So there's like a spot for that. And I do want a white toner. So that's in the works as well. I really want all three at one time, but I might have to just get two. And then, of course, the kitchen part, because it has a peninsula. It's not really an island, but it's a peninsula. It's really big. That makes it to where I can take my big vinyl pieces and my big foam board and like yard signs, and I can do them on that surface. So that's going to be really cool to where I actually have a surface that I can do the large things on, and I don't have my behind on the floor hurting my bum and my hip. And then, of course, the kitchen part, we just use all that for storage. So because the machines are back there, all of my vinyl is there. There's extra paper there for banners. So all of that is storage. But then, of course, we do have some stuff for food because, hell, we're here. So still have a full refrigerator, stove, and all that stuff. I always thought that the stove here was a convection oven, but there is no convection setting on it because I was really hoping that when I have large orders, I can use the oven for that, but it doesn't have a convection setting. So I'm going to just get a regular, just now I have to, it won't be the one in my kitchen. I'll have to get like a regular convection oven, like the smaller one versus it being the big oven. I'm going to end up getting a smaller oven to be able to do tumblers. We're going to get two, one for in here, one for out there. So when I'm doing videos, I don't have to run back and forth. And then what's considered the master bedroom will eventually be my full-on classroom. So it already has walls, there's separation, there's insulation. I can come in, work, go back home. So actually have a home life, and we're separating business from our home. At some point, you end up having to do that just to kind of get your life back. So that's going to be the biggest part. The boys are getting older. MJ has already expressed the fact that he kind of wants his own room. He doesn't want to sleep in the room with his brother anymore because we had our house is a 4-bedroom, but the boys have their room. We had the gym inside one of the rooms, and then we had my office. So now it's freeing up rooms to where at some point, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because Zani Mani's attached to his brother's hip, but eventually they'll be able to have their own space. For now, it'll be Zani Mani's playroom, to where we don't have to worry about a bunch of toys all throughout our house. So that's going to be a good one because I'm tired of stepping on dinosaurs and cars. So that'll be pretty cool to be able to have his space where he can play at in the house. So it's just a move, and it's just gradual growth. So starting in our home, great, very successful in that. What's going to be the biggest thing here is being able to have in-person classes. I can finish or start to, actually do what I started the process for right before the pandemic, which is I want to have a program for high schoolers where I'm teaching them about creative business, where they want to start a t-shirt line, if they want to get into the print business, if they want to do chip bags or just any type of party decor. I can go and have my classes for balloons because not everybody wants to go to college. So I'll kind of have my own little trade school here for them to learn it while in school, while in high school, being able to come and learn the programs, learn the machines, learn all that stuff, and get hands-on with especially once we get the bigger machines, they'll get hands-on with that. So I really wanted to do that. I'm going to end up starting that pretty soon. And just kind of teaching. So it's going to open up for the in-person classes, and I don't have to worry about constantly trying to book and rent a space and figuring out when they're available, when this and the third. If I want to have an impromptu, somebody calls and say, hey, do you have a slot available, and they want to do it tomorrow. And if I'm free, I literally can book a one-on-one session or in-house session at any time versus the place I was going to before, you always have to book it 2 weeks in advance. And then you're limited in time. So now, I don't have a time limit. So it's going to really make it really, really, it's a great move for 365 Creative Academy to be able to do in-house and in-person sessions. So I'm super excited about that. So I posted the picture this morning, wait a minute, you're not working from home? we're working from a home, just not our home. We moved all business operation. And so I like to call it HS Inc. headquarters. So yeah, that's that. Um, let's see how you set up your mics and cameras. I mean, I guess, because that would just be like a lot of drilling, and even will do it. And I don't think he really wants to be on camera. So once he kind of gets the wall mounts up, I can show all of the other stuff as far as like where they're going to go and all that. But my mic is really just clipped on, and it has like, so this room isn't, it's bigger, but it's not like this really big studio space. I don't really like the lapel mics and like the look of that. I do like kind of like the podcast type feel. And when I'm watching like podcasts, like you see their microphones. So I'm not like really big on like having to have your microphone like not in view. I don't really like lapel mics and having that kind of on, because you have to have that on your back. You have to have the battery pack and the receiver on your person. I was an actress. I did plays. I hated lavalier mics. So it's more on like it's a low profile to Elgato's arm for it. So I can literally spread it out if I need to like move over here. So if the way this mic is, so I'm right up on it. Okay, I'll just come over here. Does it sound completely, oh wait, hold on. Okay. Oh, I don't know why it's jumping down, but does it sound completely different and echoey now compared to if I come closer to it? But this Elgato mic is really good, and it normally picks up sound really well no matter like kind of where I'm at in the room. And then I'll still be able to adjust it to where if I do need to pull it out closer to me, I can do that. So I'll show you the clamp. I'll show you the stands for it. I have all Elgato stuff. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Glad to know that you are doing good. Yes, we got a new spot. My mom is doing great. Oh, I'm late, so now you know what you missed. Yes, you can order that one. We actually just got a shipment in, so they should be back on the site because we just got a shipment in. So yes, you can order the chip resetter for the 7210. Thank you. Incredible morning. Hey, hey, hey. So I use like it is easier to use webcams. So the one I have here is a Logitech Brio. I was told that these were like great, but yeah, I ain't really feeling them. This one's gonna get changed out to my DSLR camera for streaming, because like when it's like on me, especially for classes and stuff. So that one's gonna get changed out. But all of my like ones that will be around the room, it's just easier to do webcams because they're meant for streaming. If I get DSLR cameras, you have to get like the cam links and like different things like that. So I use all webcams. So this one that I'm on now is a Logitech, but this one is, so like looking at it from there, is my Brio. And I guess I'll show you like this so you can kind of see the difference in quality. So this is not Brio. This is the Elgato face cam, because I love Elgato. Like I have their switcher, I have their mics, all my ring lights, my key lights are Elgato. So I have a whole Elgato system in here. So that's the Elgato face cam. And then hold on. So you can see the difference between the Logitech and the Elgato. Okay, sorry about that. He is in the stores trying to get stuff for my closet and for the back room. But you can see the difference in the color. So I want to get rid of my Logitech Brio. And I mean, around the room, it will be a bunch of face cams, the Elgato face cams. But this one, which is the main one, will end up being um, uh, a better resolution camera. You can't wait to visit. I can't wait for you to visit either. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, oh, we already do. I mean, our house, like even with our house, we don't play about that. My husband don't play about that. But yeah, we already have that set up here. Um, I remember you saying you use the oven in your kitchen for tumbler sublimation. So you were using a regular oven. Well, we technically in our house, because of how ours is built, when we moved there, they had a whole Brady Bunch oven, and it was really small. So we ended up taking that out. It's only, me, my husband, MJ. We're not making for a large family. So we use the Oster XL like for our regular cooking. Like it's huge. I've made whole turkeys and hams and all that kind of stuff in there. So that's the one that I use, because we have we thought about kind of switching out our actual stove because we have a really large gas range. Like it wasn't even range. It's just the cooktop. But underneath it, it's all cabinets. There was never an oven there. The oven was in a wall piece, but it was only 23 inches. So once we redo our kitchen, we'll be able to move our cooktop down and make the wall part for a 30-inch, and we'll be able to move everything over. So once we do that, we'll kind of have a real oven. But I was using the Oster XL. But if you have an actual big oven, like a range and has an oven, if it has a convection setting on it, you technically can still use it. Hey, Hans, thank you. Um, it still sounded great. Okay, perfect. Sounds fine from the distance away. Awesome. What am I using for switching? Right now I use StreamYard. So on StreamYard, you just go to settings and you just change the camera out. But um, oh, hold on. I do use a Stream Deck. This one, I'll probably use this one because it's smaller. There'll be more cameras in here than out where the machines are. So I'm probably going to put this switching deck, this deck out where all the machines are, because we'll have like 3 cameras in there. So that I don't have to keep moving it when I'm showing so I want one facing towards the Roland. I want one towards the print station and like where the desk will be at, and then one over the work surface. So there'll be 3 cameras there, and it'll make it easier to switch between them. So I'll use a switching dock, a switching deck. Well, it's a stream deck, but in here, because there's more stuff in here for like teaching and videos and stuff, I do want the one that's slightly bigger. I mean, this one you have an infinite number. It's just that you have to just create pages, and then you have to go to it, and then you'll see like the rest of them. I use this in combination with OBS. So I want to be able to go back to doing OBS. So this one, like I said, will be out there, and I'll get a different stream deck for in here, because this is like literally, if you watch some of my older videos, like it sits on my desk, you'll never know. I literally hit a button because I set up the scenes, and then it switches. But ever since I started using StreamYard, you just kind of click it, because you can't use it directly on StreamYard. You still have to go through the OBS virtual camera to be able to switch. It was messing up for a while. Like I was using it and it was really, really messing up. So I stopped using OBS, but hopefully all the kinks are worked out, because they've done a couple updates since then to work with StreamYard, and hopefully that'll work. And I can just go back to using my stream deck. That's when you guys used to see the border around me and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. So yeah, she asked the same question. Are you using camera switcher as a right? Well, for this one, no. You just do the settings on StreamYard. But like I said, I will be using one going forward. Do I sell the blank towels? Not yet. That was another thing too, like just being, that's a, like, so when we were setting up, how we used to have it, like even had a shelf that had like all like loose paper, and then that he had a shelf where they were already like in the box. So like having like the 1-pack, the 3-pack, the 4 for 30 by 19, having the other one. So like he had those set up so he can just pull them. Well, it was like, well, in here, I mean, it's okay if you kind of don't have it like to a whole shelf. So we end up cutting it down, because our garage, like I said, is really, really long, and how it was set up was a little bit different. So we went from, because now he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I have those 6, 7. So we went from 10 shelves to where he's only using 5, and I have 2 of them here. So we still have 2 at the house, because he's like on a Saturday, since so there's some bad news in this. We most likely won't be doing Saturday shipments anymore. We'll do Saturday local pickups, but not shipping out on Saturdays, only for local pickups. So that way he doesn't always have to come here. Because if I come here for a class, I can always do like a pickup, or he can just come like for a little bit if he doesn't want to come in. So we're going to probably end up ceasing Saturday. Like if you order on Saturday, now we say if you order on Saturday by 11 a.m., we still ship it out. If you ship via USPS, but we probably won't. I mean, we are literally right across the street from the post office, so he may still do it, but we were kind of in talks of not doing the Saturday and only doing local pickup. But it just makes it it's a lot streamlined. And we're going to have a storage here. So we don't always have to go to the warehouse. We can have like the overflow of it. But right now our warehouse is literally 1 light over. So 2 lights really. So 2 lights over is where our storage is. So we can go to the warehouse, get extra supplies, bring it to restock the shelves. He was doing that like every like every 2 days, but he was doing it like every 3 days to restock. He'll probably have to do it like every other day now to go in and get the stuff and restock the shelves. So it's not a bad thing, because we have to literally pass by there to take the boys to school. So thank you. What's the one by the heat press? I like that one better. What is what by the heat press? I'm not sure what you're asking. I don't do reels, actually. I don't make reels. Hello, the Original Creators Incorporated from Atlanta, GA. I really enjoy your teachings. You are a true professor. Thank you. Okay, thanks. Great info. Can you recommend a good learning resource for OBS? I'm trying to learn it now. oh man, it was a couple different YouTubers that I really figured out, like, fuddled through it a lot myself. But there were a couple YouTubers. I cannot think of their names off the top of my head right now, but there were a couple ones where I just kind of learned about like the scenes for like how to set up the scenes and stuff. And then there was somebody else for learning how to use the Elgato switcher. So it was a combination of them, and then other stuff it was kind of like trial and error, because trying to size up the video, like they don't give you, of course, YouTube tutorials don't give you everything. They kind of give you a good direction and you have to kind of figure out yourself. So I did a lot of those. Hopefully, maybe I'll even be able to do some, but it was a couple of YouTubers. If you just search OBS, it's a couple of YouTubers, and I watched a lot of video. I did a lot of taking of notes, watching a lot of content for OBS. The hardest part with OBS was connecting like all sources to one microphone, because I was getting feedback and stuff from it. So that was like the hardest one, is when it came to the microphone, because desktop mic and then like all the other ones, it was interfering, and then all the cameras technically have microphones on them. So that was the hardest part for me. All right, so I did do one yesterday, so I'm not sure who all is on right now. So we did do one yesterday. It was Ink Up. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna change the time on this one. So today is the 6th. So let's do until close of business. So we'll do 2:59, because all orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time go out the same day. So I did it till until 3 a.m. because like 12 midnight West Coast time. But I'm gonna do this, and we're just gonna go PM, and it is a 15% off discount code. The code is Ink Up. Instead of Glow Up, it's Ink Up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I'm going to get the shareable link so you guys can use that code if you want to get anything from the website, so that he can ship it from our new location. And the code is Ink Up. It'll apply at checkout. If you guys haven't noticed, there was a slight increase in, well, for now, the paper. We didn't get a chance to do the ink yet because we technically had just got another shipment in. So there is going to be an increase on ink as well. So especially with the ink, you want to kind of take advantage of that before the prices go up. Get it 15% off at the lower prices, but those are going up as well. But with the move, like the move really happened kind of fast, and I always thought like it was going to be a process. We have to do X, Y, and Z. So like the fact that it literally happened, like the decision was made and we started moving literally that weekend, and then moving all the big stuff this past weekend, and still kind of setting stuff up. It happened very fast. That's why my class and stuff didn't come out, um, because we've just been here, and I want to be able to get this, and I want to kind of have to. I rather just get it all done now. So that's kind of pushing everything back, because this literally happened like super, super, super fast. I was just like, oh, like with the day that it was finalized, like even literally was like ready to pack shit up and move. So that's how desperate we are to just get our house back. It is great starting a business. It keeps your overhead down when you are working from home, but you do sacrifice. There's a lot of compromises, a lot of sacrifice to working from home. And I mean, we were just eager to get our house back in order, and just not have a lot of like the work stuff just kind of in some of everywhere. Um, so yeah, it happened really, really fast. So that affected, y'all don't understand. We were in the process, like during the summation seminar. Um, that was tough because he wanted to like do a lot of stuff during that time. I couldn't move my computer, I couldn't do all that stuff. Like I literally had to move my computer on Sunday. Sunday, Monday, one of those. So he was ready like to do a lot of different stuff, and we just couldn't because I had the summation seminar. So that's really one of the things that also held us up, because we'd probably be a week further along right now, but I had that. So I couldn't really help do stuff. But now it's like we're here, and that's just how eager we were. Like, let's do this right now. Like, there's no hesitation, there's no waiting. Let's get it popping. So, no, you cannot use our ink in Sawgrass printer. However, we did which he told me that too when we were moving. He's like, what about this ink here? Because there are several people that had the 400 and the 800. And if your Sawgrass was outside of the warranty, you could, I think there is a set of 500 and 1000 cartridges in there. So we did order some from our vendor. They are pre-filled cartridges. They're not refillable ones. Sawgrass uses gel-based ink, but we do have some. I'm going to end up reaching out to those who said they had the Sawgrass. I forget how many sets we have, but those who have the Sawgrass 400, 800, so you guys can test them. Let us know how it is compared to the actual Sawgrass before we add that to our lineup. But you can't put our water-based ink in a Sawgrass because it's gel-based. Thank you. The code is, I'm going to put the link. You can click directly on the link. It'll take you right to the website, and it'll be in the, in your cart, but give me a second. I'm going to put it up here. Scroll down. Let's edit, use the code. Okay, there it is. Ink up. I know I am one step closer to not even just my dream classroom, to my dream school in general. Like I want to basically have like a tech school for creative business, like where especially young adults can come and learn about um, pressing and heat transfer vinyl and sublimation, even screen printing. So I want to just be able to have a trade school for that where you can learn this business, where those who want to learn how to do foam board creations, whether it's the marquee. I mean, we'll learn wood shop because they've taken that from schools. So if you want to learn that and be able to create the things for events and stuff. If you want, I mean, even with learning events, having where I can go and teach balloon decor. I've done that for a while. Like I'll do the classes for regular balloons, but I'm going to have an instructor come in for like a lot of the sculptures and stuff like that. So I literally want to have a trade school for all of the creative things. Like that's one of my ultimate goals. Oh, awesome. Loop deck. Okay. I like Elgato, so I'll probably stick with the Elgato Stream Deck, but I'll look into that one though, because I mean that might be something that we need once we need more functionality in the bigger space. Because like once we go into the big one, I want like a full on like studio. I wish I could have it where I could do more of a table in front of me and kind of have things like but it'll still be good in how it's going to be set up, but I won't be able to have that full on like news desk type deal. Like it really is like in front of me and you can see my desk and see me work. I just have to play around with it. But once we like get into like the big warehouse, which I still want to stay in Miami Gardens, they are building basically a logistics center and basically like big warehouses right by where the Dolphin Stadium is, like a little bit from that's like off of the turnpike. And the last phase of that is supposed to be ready 2024. So we're hoping to be able to reserve one of those spots that they're building. That's it'll be finished in 2024. So we'll be here for like a good year. Because I mean we're already in 2022, so we're going to have 2023, and we're hoping in 2024 we will be able to move into one of those because that's when that's projected to be complete. And we're looking to reserve one of those, so we'll have a big space to become a distributor, to have the school, to have like a lot of stuff there. So big uh, goals and things to shoot for, and I'm talking literally within a year. So hoping that all that kind of plays out. Yeah, I remember you were one. I know Regina has one, and there was somebody else. I want to say we ordered 5 sets, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember you saying you had one. I know Regina said she had one. I forget who else. I have it in my book. I wrote it down when you guys inboxed me, and when some of you guys said it on that one. And I've literally had this ink for a long time. I just never reached out. My bad. No, I will not. I will not be dipping into any supplies for DTF because I actually don't really care for the whole converted version of it. And if it's going to be a regular printer, those companies sell the stuff for it. So no, I will not be dipping into any DTF. What are you using to show the viewers? StreamYard. So that's StreamYard. All of this is StreamYard. Hold on, I'll do this. So you're gonna see like the video part, do like the everlasting loop, but I'll show you that. So I'm gonna go settings, no, not settings. We're gonna go present screen, screen one, and add to stream. So you're gonna see like the everlasting loop. So you can do like under your brand is where you can put like your brand colors. You can change these out. There's a couple different themes for this. I like that. Is that what I use? I think on this one I use on this brand. I use this one. I think on this one I use the bubble. Yeah, so I know it's like kind of like the difference in those two. I'm gonna take me. Nope, I think I like it. It's less obtrusive to see it this way. So you can change all of that. So I have the one for Silverhawks Anonymous. I have Honestly Speaking. I have 365 Creative Academy when I'm doing that one, which that is the wrong one. That is supposed to be that one. So you have that. I can put my logo up at the top on all of them. But I never do because to me, like it's just in the way. And then you have overlays. So normally when I do have a thumbnail, you end up putting the overlay on first. So I can put an overlay where it is around the entire thing. And let me kind of come back to me real quick. So this is one of the, before I used to do these via OBS, but then I even did a whole video on how to do these. And you just basically save it as this is a PNG. So the middle part is transparent. And so the video shows through this. And of course you have all the other stuff. So it's just an overlay and you leave the middle part transparent. I showed a video on how you can do this from Silhouette Studio. So I can have that. I have to update all of the information because we don't use Silhouettes Anonymous anymore. We have the HS Sync 365 website. We still own the domain, but we just use HS Sync because that's our official company name. So you have all of this that you can change to under brand. So you have this. You can do your thumbnails, like your opening thumbnails and stuff from here. When I did the settings, kind of just creating those overlays so you can see it bigger, like those screenshots and stuff. So you can do all of that from here. And then the banners part is where you go and you put all these in. So you can have a ticker at the bottom. You can have it where it's just on the screen like that. That's where you see people kind of put it on the screen and it will say like, you can create a split screen also. So you have more. Do I have one of them on here? I don't think I have one. So you guys have seen that one before too, where it's just in the corner. It had our product lines. When I just did the 5 Whys, there's that one. It's smaller. These all I imported in from OBS. Oh, this is the one. So where if I had another guest, like I would be on one side and then they would be there. Or like right now, technically I can do this and we're gonna go settings. I'm gonna go wait, no, preset, extra camera. Okay, hold on 1 second. That means I need to switch to face cam, and then it won't, for some reason, it won't let me do it. It says your browser can't close any other applications. All right, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna close out I think it's because I'm in Logic Capture. So let's see, extra camera. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go to Brio, share. And then if I do, add to stream, see? So I can actually show you the front one and that one. And if I want, I can switch them. Boom. So that all that is through StreamYard, which you guys actually cannot see. So let's do like this. Wait, no, forgot. I can't do it that way with this one. I'll have to create a different layout for this one, but I can show both like that. And then you can end up having it to where the names will go So if I go here, I'm going to put show my name. So you see how that one says that. I can put another name over here. Yeah, so you can do a lot in StreamYard. But if I go back to this one, I have to get rid of this so you guys can see it. And that's, you just add that on this side. And then to see your comments, I go over here. I can see all of them and then click on them and you see it on the screen. I'm actually hoping that for continuity purposes, I will be training our other staffer to be able to do that, because they can be on a computer and basically control everything. And I will just kind of say to switch to certain things, or like once they know like the broadcast, they'll know what to switch to, and they can easily do the switching where I can be hands off and not do it at all. So that's one thing I also like about that, is it can be controlled. Like all of it's controlled from a computer, and as long as the cameras are going in there, I don't really have to, but it makes it great if you are producing your own show and you have to do all the clicking around. Oh, let you get a sneak peek. All right, I'll show it again, which I can actually now easily switch to this one. So that makes the switching even easier now that I'm not on Logi Capture, which I like Logi Capture because I can zoom in. Right now, if I switch to this one, it's showing a lot more than what was on there before. Although I actually think this hold on one second. Oh, I can't go to Logi Capture. I think maybe Logi Capture is what was affecting this, because I feel like right now this color looks different. Oh, I think my Logi Capture is what was affecting the color. So let's see. So if I go there versus there. Logi Capture was messing with the color of this Brio. It looks way different now. Okay. But yeah, before, because my room was a hotmess.com, I couldn't have y'all like seeing everything. So I zoom it in. Now with the Logitech, with the Elgato ones, you go into the camera hub and you set it up, the zoom that you want, all the adjustments. And then once you close out, it keeps in that way. Whereas with the Logitech, you have to have Logi Capture open in order, but if not, it'll end up showing everything. So let's go back to here and solo layout. So for those of you guys that are just kind of coming in, it's still a lot of stuff in here. We're still setting up, but these are from IKEA, and I had them as an island before. I have two of these. They were back to back in the center. And only have to be one workspace. So here, there's going to be shelves that go across here. This is actually going to move up some because it's too low. I do want a TV, but it's going to move up and over, kind of like where this TV is now. So just up some so that I can have the full shelf. Of course, when it was a room, it's in the center, but I need it to be to where I can just kind of see it, because my desk will be on the other side. I really wish I could put it like right behind me, like where my desk will be at, but that space is too narrow. So this will move up and over some, so that I can have shelves going the length of that thing. There's going to be shelves going. At first, I wanted them to go the length of this, but I probably won't. It'll probably kind of almost like a built-in. So it'll be shelves going up that wall. And then the same thing on this wall. And there's the other one. And then this one has that thing on it just for storage. I'm not going to put one over there, because over there is where I will have, like that'll be my place for like doing I'll still be able to do like some stuff on that one if I want, but I'll have my, what's that thing called? My auto press. So I will have two heat presses in here. You cannot use both at the same time, but I can have them both in here at the same time. So that's going to be there. Actually, no, I might end up putting it where the TV is. I don't know which one I'll probably put on, but it's going to be in here to where some people always say, oh, do you only get those results 365 on the Hotronics or like 30 seconds? Now mine is a little bit messed up, so I have to do like 370 for 40 seconds on that one. but it allows me to show that sometimes you have to adjust your settings. So my other heat press will come in here. I'm going to end up having a convection oven in here. So all of that will be in here. No, I don't have a baby that was in the closet. Don't come for me. No, I'm not having no more kids. And then on this side, that's the printer closet. And you can see my ring light. That's the Logitech. So that's kind of how I'm here. I'm on a desk that can move. So I'm actually standing now because my chair is behind me. So I can lift it up or down depending on what I'm doing. So when I'm doing ones like this and I want to stand up, I have my anti-fatigue mat on the floor and I can stand up. But that's the camera you guys look at me through. And then there is the printer closet and with my easy presses, because here I can't put it, the door will hit it if I tried to put it like it is in my, how it was in my room behind the door will hit it. So we end up just making that part shorter. So my Sawgrass, the 2720, my easy presses, the sublimation Epson, then pigment Epson will be on the bottom. All of my cameos will go here. So 2 can fit on a shelf. So there'll be 3 shelves and then 1 for the solo, because I have that one, never unboxed it. So I'll be able to have the solo in there and then still have storage because you don't need like that much space, and 2 can fit on there. And he's getting 20-inch shelves. That way I can actually utilize them while they're on the shelves. And then my desk will actually be right here. So the one that my computer will sit on will be here. It does come a little bit into the closet, which is why I push the printer way over there. And I'll still be able to access it. And then the table that's here. So this is my desk. This is going to move, but I have one that is like, just like this, but it's 24 and 40 inches. So, that one is coming. And so they'll just sit kind of like an L, but I have space to get to the printers. And I'm not really worried about getting to the printers here because this is more so for whenever I'm doing a video. As far as like actual production, that's going to be in the back. And those I'll have easy access to them. I won't always be in here. I'm going to be in here for video purposes, for class purposes. But when I'm working on customs, we'll be in, which is, so we've actually broken it off as well. This really is 365. This is 365 Creative Academy. No, the back room is 365 Creative Academy. This is basically just Jakia the professor. Or actually, no. This is the ink zone. That's someone did say like the studio. This will be, I'm going to actually probably put that on the wall somewhere that you're going to be inside the ink zone. So the full studio. Where even is basically HS Ink. And then we basically have everything broken up in division. So where all the printers will be at for, ooh, I am way too high. Where all the printers will be at will be HS Ink Prints 365. And that's where I'll do a lot of work. That's why I want cameras in there so that if I am doing it, I can just do regular content and share with you guys, like when we're doing orders, especially if you're in the ink zone, you can kind of see that content, or like that content will pretty much be on probably TikTok, Instagram, and in the ink zone. So make sure you guys go and follow us. Well, I'm still working on Instagram, but TikTok, go follow Jakia the Professor. So those will be easier to access because that's going to be like the actual production. Here is whenever I'm doing stuff in here. So I don't really need to have like full access to it. I just need to be able to I'll probably go over there to print stuff ahead of time before a video. So I don't really need to be able like to get to it. So it's going to be like an L shape here. Yeah, so that's that. Seems like you need to add a StreamYard class. Okay, now look, I've been standing up on this anti-fatigue mat and it's been an hour and 15 minutes. I got to get back to work, y'all. How be ever? I am about to pull my chair over here because your girl legs are starting to hurt standing up. And although I was actually not standing on the anti-fatigue mat for a lot of this. So let's pull my chair up. And I'll show you. I'm kind of upset because are these 2 different sizes? I think this is a short one. Yeah. So before And so now that I'm like this, guess what? It doesn't change the angle of my camera. I just get to bring my whole desk down to where I'm at eye level. I love this setup. So even before I changed the room at my house, I had purchased all of these because I had a lot of like desks and surfaces and like my, come on. The hell? Huh? Okay, you're not. Okay. So I had places like I couldn't do again, the small area. I couldn't do tripods. And at the time I wasn't trying to do like wall stuff. So I end up getting a bunch of Elgato desk clamps. So they just kind of clip on, and that way they're out of the way. They're really sturdy. So there's two. So you can see there's a short one and then there is a tall one. And then we have what's called quick changes. Hold on. So I have quick changes all around the room. So even when I have my, like on TikTok, I can easily move it. I don't know where my other camera is. So I'll just move this one. Oops, wrong thing. The wrong one. So I simply take the camera off, and then there's this here. So I can put it back on and screw it. So I can easily change. So like, let's say if I did have someone in here and I needed to have a camera go to a different spot, while the camera's on one, someone can easily come in, unscrew it, and just do a quick change. So all of mine have like those on it. And I have different size arms. So for different areas, like you have the tall one, and it does still raise. It actually raises. Oh, come on. So there's that one. And then this one also. I always go the wrong way. Oh, might want to lock it to the desk, Shakia. And these are interchangeable for any of the lights, cameras, microphones, stands. All right, now come on now. Take your butt up. I don't know. Why are you not lifting out? Well, whatever. It comes all the way up to where I can do there it is. So I can take this all the way up to where I can do higher shots. I can make it to where I can take this arm, pull it down, and do overhead shots. And so this is a shorter one where it doesn't have the two. It's just the one adjustment. So I actually have a couple of these. So I have a couple of long arms, a couple of short arms, and then you have extenders that will come out. So you can have, like, I've done a lot of research. Like, my setup wasn't like this before. I've gone through a lot of different cameras, a lot of different. Oh my God. Oh, okay. A lot of different microphones for this setup. So I've gone through a lot of changes with this and spent a whole lot of money testing stuff. Some stuff doesn't work. And what kind of makes the system easy for me, because I was doing all of it myself. So I had to think about things that allow me to do quick changes and stuff like that. So now you guys are getting a little bit more of a peek. I don't think you guys have really ever seen any of this type of stuff and really probably wondered how I kind of maneuver and do all that stuff. But now you know. So some of my key lights and my ring lights will actually be mounted because it's the same ball system. They have the same thing on the back of theirs. So, and then you have like short extenders. There's longer extenders. So if I want to do one, I can have this here and have it come out and be over the desktop, move that around and all that stuff. So this Elgato, that's why, now you see why I love Elgato. I know. Definitely need the podcast space. I was just saying that earlier. I'm like, I don't really want the lapel. Like when I watch podcasts, I like seeing their microphones. That's why I changed my arms because this is like a regular schmegular, kind of like desk tripod. So I got the low profile one because I want to be like kind of like a podcast space. I'm really excited about a podcast because I think it changes dynamic. If you don't know, like if you don't follow him on them on TikTok, D and Eric from the Blanks with an S spot. I love when I go on with them because like they'll say something and then like I can like tag me in and it kind of goes back and forth. So I do love the podcast dynamic and like having somebody that you can kind of feel like bounce the conversation back and forth between. So I'm really looking forward to doing podcasts. Um, let's see. I'm amazed by your wealth of knowledge. Thank you. I wish I lived closer because I would definitely attend. Um, yeah, it's crazy. That's why people have been asking me about it. And we do have some, just have to kind of test it first. Y'all know I don't sell anything I don't test. But for people that sell me all day, every day, it's well worth it. The prints are unmatched. Like DTF or DT, wait, found like DTF or DTF. I'm not sure what you mean by that. We're getting a DTG printer, where you print directly to the garment. Who is that? I'll keep saying that. It always looks like my dad's truck, but it's not. I'm not really. We can technically do DTF from it, but I don't want to deal with the powders and and the heating it. So we're getting a DTG printer soon. Um, but I'm not sure what your question was. I probably missed something at the top as far as DTF, DTG. Oh, do I like? So I do. I mean, DTF. I mean, it's cool. I have a couple sample ones. My sister lives by it, and I'm not gonna say I don't like the process of it because it's like it's like having transfers, and it's a much like it's a less expensive process than doing full color screen print ones. So I do like that option of DTF, but I like the full on actual DTF printers versus the converted ones. Now more and more people are making the actual DTF ones, and I kind of like them because they come with their own rip software and all that. And there's like no converting and all that kind of good jazz. But I do like that it gives you an option for full color without having to do screen print, which you end up paying more to have 5 screens created to do a full color design. So I do like it for that, but I am looking forward to doing straight DTG. Incredible now afternoon. I just got on, have had a chance to check out the new update just brought a code from Swing Designs, $50 to upgrade to business edition and want to know if I need to stay at 4.3. Hopefully you use my link. If not, y'all know that there's a link on the website. It'll take you right to Swing Design to be able to get that. So go get it at discount rate, but use my link, give your girl credit for it. But I have not. I was trying to do it on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? I was trying to do it on one of those days because I knew that I would not have access to my computer for a while. So I was trying to do it and the internet was like all wonky. I'll probably try and do it tomorrow. So hopefully today, 90% of this space will be done. Maybe 83.65% will be done. And I can just do like a regular video. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to update. I've already done the backup of everything. So hopefully I'll be able to update. I did not want to update on my own and just kind of do it. I'm going to do it live. Like you guys are going to see my initial reaction to it, but you should not need to change it. If you have Business Edition works all the way back to version 2. Well, no, not version 2, version 3. You can use Business Edition. Well, is there a version? Either 2 or 3. So it doesn't matter which one you have. Business Edition will work on pretty much all of the newer, especially from 3.3 on up. Business Edition will work. It's just that in each one, it unlocks different things. Although with 4.5, it did not release any new features for Business Edition. I don't know anything about that printer, so I could not help you. I think my last I think I lost my older classes that I had with Silaholics Anonymous. Is there any way I can retrieve them? So depending on how long ago it was, if it was when I used to take the playbacks and put them in the Google Drive, I sent out the email basically saying, if you want forever, I give you guys access to them and you were able to download them then. And I said, okay, you have to download them because I needed to reclaim some of the space back on my Google Drive. I will eventually put them into the Academy site, but that transition is just taking a while because I told everybody, hey, for your forever access, you need to go in and download it. So if it was any of those, some of them have been transferred over, but not all of them. And we haven't really created the accounts to where you can kind of get access to them. So it'll be a while. If you didn't download them, it'll probably be a while before you can get access to them again. Does StreamYard work with Zoom? Does OBS have a similar content features? I would like to use a similar setup for our online Toastmasters meetings. So StreamYard and Zoom, not quite, because this is meant for streaming, whereas Zoom is like, it's streaming, but it's like a meeting type deal. So you can't really, it doesn't have like the stuff that you can kind of put on screen and stuff like that. It's not the same. They're not integrated, so you cannot like use it as an additional source, I guess you can say, so that you'll have those features. What are these people doing? So you can't really use it like that. You can, of course, do screen share easily from Zoom. You can switch between cameras easily on Zoom, but it's not quite the same interface. OBS, it's similar features, but it's not the same. This is kind of plug and play. OBS, you got to know how to set it up because you have to set up scenes. So, and then like how you have to name them. So you'll have one set where it'll be like a scene, and then you have to tell it what content you want on there. So everything that you want for it, does it have an overlay? Does it have, oh, they're tearing up the road. Does it have an overlay? Like it's just, I can't even set up OBS, but I'll show, but it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. The Logitech actually looks sharper when it wasn't on the capture. So in order to do the switcher, like I have Logi capture, because at first I actually have two Logitech cameras. But when I was trying to use them like together, you kind of have to use Logi capture and then have like the first feed and the second feed. So I was using that, and then to be able to zoom in. When you're just using it raw like this on StreamYard, it gives you like the full view. So I'll switch it out real quick. I'm going to turn on Logi Capture. I'm going to lose access to my other one. So I'll turn that on, and then you'll see how my picture will change once I go to Logi Capture. And I think that was affecting the color. Maybe I have to go in there and tweak it some more, but just the Logitech, it actually looks good like this. I think Logi Capture was messing with it. But I think, I like the stream. I really like the face cam better. But the Logitech also has light. Right now, there's no light over the face cam. My Logitech is sitting in between my Ring cam. So their lighting is different than what you're getting. So if I were to turn the light off over here, it'll be different from this one and the face cam. All right, so let me switch, move, stop camera, and okay. Yeah, the color's way, way different. So I'm going to go to Logi Capture. See, the color became way different. I can actually switch to just the Logitech by itself too from here. So settings, Logi Capture. This is way, 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 way different from Logi Capture. I think I need to go in there and play with the settings, but this looks different here. See, it looks darker. If I turn down the lights compared to that, just looks sharper to me. This is the Brio. This is the face cam. And then this is the Brio. It looks washed out to me under Logi Capture. But without Logi Capture, I'm going to turn you off. And we're going to go to Brio. See, the color looks, yeah, it looks way different. And then when you have lighting, so here is the straight Brio, no lighting, but then, well, no ring camera backlight. But then this one, to me, I'll kind of change it to me too. The color to me is just different and better from this one. When you don't need a lot of external light for this one. This one, I got to turn up that. Ooh, damn, that made that too bright. I got to turn up the lighting for the Brio to look good. Morning, I have a 7720. After the head cleaning, every color came out perfect except one. I cleared the steps in your video using this syringe to clear the head, but the lines are still broken. Any tips? When you push the air through the back vent hole, did you have a good amount of ink on your napkin? Is your center chamber filled? So did you prime it? So it's a couple different things that can be the issue. It's an honor and a pleasure being a part of your growth. Yay. Hello, Samantha. It's been a minute. It looks like there is no Zoom integration with StreamYard. Yeah, there is none. I have to have a standing desk too. Yeah. Did you try the cartridge? Did you try a different cartridge for that color? I had that issue once, and it was the cartridge, not the printer. Good idea to keep extra sets of cartridges. Yeah, so definitely go to shop.hse365.com and order your extra set of 252 cartridges. Thank you, Jan. Couldn't you keep your desk in its current position and use a USB extension? Why would I want to cross over a whole bunch of stuff? So no, it will switch over there. I don't want to cross over a whole bunch of cables. And that's really, really, really far because the silhouette cables are only so big. So that would be a really long trek to come from here to over there. So yeah, it's going to go. The desk will go over there. That's the workers. What makes you want a DTG and white toner? Isn't that redundant? No, because a white toner, I can do stuff like printing to hard surfaces, like being able to do on acrylic. So I can do it that way. So it's more for me. I don't plan to use white toner for shirts. A lot of people, although like with a lot of stuff, right? You can use it and it has multiple functions. For me, DTG is using it for garment. Like I don't think of it for anything other than garments. We have a company that wants us to do the fulfillment of their shirts and their hoodies and stuff like that. So because they have so many colors of shirts and so many designs, DTG is going to be better for that part, like that particular fulfillment, because it's gonna be better for that particular fulfillment because of like how many you have to do. So you just pretty much just load it up, print it, package it up, and just send it out without having to order screen print transfers. But white toner, I don't plan to use that for shirts in any way, shape, or form. I mean, at all. There's so many more benefits to it. So being able to actually print on colored cardstock for invitations, being able to print on colored cardstock, and then also being able to like foil it, being able to print with the white toner and then press to acrylic to make acrylic wedding invitations, menus, just different things like that. So I will be using a lot more of hard surface papers and I don't know yet. I literally just set up the computer yesterday. I think because the walls here are traditional drywall, it makes the signal strength. I haven't seen the whole signal strength thing kind of come up. And then we also have a lot of devices. So for our home, like with our security system, it goes through our internet, also, well, parts of it. And then, all of our different devices, those different smart devices between iPads and phones. And right now, a lot of the printers are not set up. So I don't know how that's going to be like once all these printers are set up on the Wi-Fi, if it's going to affect it. So right now, I cannot tell, but I know the internet that is here is not the highest one. We may end up changing it to the highest one just to be on the safe side. But as of right now, because it's regular drywall, it's not affecting the signal in our house. We have double dry. Like our house is made up of double drywall. Our house was built in 1958. So it's like good, solid structures outside, inside. And it's more of like that concrete type drywall. So it's really hard for signals to pass through, which is why we end up having the Google Mesh system. I don't think we're going to have to bring the Google Mesh system or get one for over here, because it is like right now, the door is closed and the signal is still pretty good. And where that's also the server room, because we now have to have a server so that we can communicate when we are home and being able to access files. So that's going to be kind of like the server room also. And that's where the internet box is. And it's right there. So that might be, whereas at my house, my office was in one spot and then the internet box was clear across the house. So as of right now, it's pretty good. Logic captures the difference. Yeah. You were thinking garments. Yeah, I'm not using it for garments at all. Can you link a video to me to do a shirt with an 8.5 by 10 printer to make it bigger? So one thing I love about this, a lot of video content is going to come out, guys, because I have a little bit more space. So I will do that. I don't know. I can't think of the video that I did where I pieced it together, but I will kind of do that. I will not be doing an all over shirt. I think that is the most crazy thing to do an 8.5 inch wide print to do an all over shirt. So you'll never see me do that. But you can watch it if I do like with wider format paper, and you can kind of just apply the same concept, but you'll never see me do an all over shirt. But if you wanted to just be able to do like for a 3X shirt or 2X shirt with 8.5 by 11 paper, I can show that, but never a full cover shirt. Yeah, so like I said, we will at our house, none of that would have worked. The Google Map, we went through a lot of different options at my house, and the Google Mesh was the only thing that really helped, because it's not a repeater. It's like it's really creating its own like ecosystem. So that worked best, but for here we may not be able to. So we may not have to. I looked at that shirt. Actually, is it in here? I think it's in the warehouse, in the inventory room. I actually just looked at that shirt too, that I have not done the back for. What about hard? I don't want to do drops. Like, I mean, you do that, you're in it with a bunch of drops. I don't want to do a bunch of drops, so we definitely won't be doing that. I mean, I like Wi-Fi, but where we are now, that's the server. I don't want to kind of have to drill and do drops and stuff like that. So regular Wi-Fi will work. Once we are in a full-on official commercial space, then for that one, yes, we will end up doing drops and stuff like that for that one, because it'll just make more sense to do it that way, to make it a lot more stable, especially in the studio. But for now, in this space, Wi-Fi is going to have to do. All right, so they are back. So I got to get back to work with arranging and setting this stuff up and knowing where it goes. He's going to end up coming in here with a drill to put this stuff in. I have to somewhat help, because the top shelf goes all the way across, but he needs to put new brackets in there. So I got to go and clear out that top shelf that's going all the way across, so that we can change the brackets here, and I can put my cameos up so I can start to use those also. So Like if you want to hardwire your internet in, if it's coming from one, you got to create drops for them. Kind of like how schools and stuff are. So most schools, like a public school, they don't have wireless. They have basically what's called a drop, and you have where you're plugging directly in. They're hardwiring it in versus it being wireless. So you would have to have your main server, and then you have to create drops in the spaces where you want it to be hardwired in. And we're not trying to do that. We're just going to do regular Wi-Fi. That was when she was saying to hardwire the internet in. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget, you guys have until now 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to use the code INK. That will give you 15% off of the site, because I did it last night. So since I kind of made the announcement to you guys today, as far as like seeing a sneak peek of at least my space, once everything else, because right now the house is still a mess. Once everything is kind of set up, I'll kind of take the camera, take it on my phone, and walk you guys through everything and how. Well, I'll probably have to do that because there's actually gonna be cameras in each room, so I'll just have to have someone that can switch between them. Because that's one thing with like great with StreamYard. I can have it here and I can have a computer on the other side, and I come in as a guest. So on that computer as a guest, or actually even have to be a guest because it's still mine, I just have to log in on another computer, and whatever cameras are hooked up to that computer, I can then control. It's just that somebody has to be at the main ones and just kind of controlling which video you see. So each room will have a camera in it, and we'll be able to switch it. So once everything is fully set up, you guys will be able to see all of the different spaces. Yeah, but they're bringing stuff in. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one. Thank you guys so very much for all the congratulations. I'm super excited. Can't wait to host our first in-house class here. I'm looking to schedule that within start to open up slots within like the next week. Within the next week, I want to open up slots for people to, for someone to come in. Right now, I'm doing no more than 2 at a time. Even if it's just kind of to get a feel of the different heat presses, the difference between the Hotronics and like just a regular. Well, our mine is auto, but just kind of that part and just really just hands on. So I'm looking to have those slots open as of next week. So yeah. But your hubs are technically still, so in order for you to connect hubs, they're either going to be wireless or you had to wire them. So you had to run wires to them. So even if you have a hub, either they're communicating wirelessly, or if you have them hard, like each one, there still had to be lines run. So a drop just means a line that's going to run. And it's not wireless. So that's the difference between it being hardwired, like a complete hardwired in system. 15, 1, 5, 1, 5. And that's just like when I'm at the arena, like we used to work at the arena for like their servers, they would always have to create, especially to stay on the server, you would see them going and they were snaking all the lines because they had to create drops. When you're hardwiring, you're going to have wires. And that's why a lot of places you end up seeing all of the conduit and all the tubes and stuff, because they're using that, and that's concealing all of the wires and stuff to create drops, especially around like an arena. I watched them do that so often. It was crazy. Oh, okay. Yeah. When you want like a completely hardwired in system where it's like a cable going from your server and you're going straight into that and there's no wireless interference whatsoever. Yeah. I will put it on again, put it up here again. So if you click on the link, you can just go to the site, start the shop, and when you go to checkout, the discount code will be in your cart. So it's at checkout. The prices on there are the price. You're going to see the discount at checkout. And it's only until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to you see, but still, you had to still create a drop. You had to have wires going. That's considered a drop. To go to your hub is a drop to your hub, and then you use that. They're going in through that, but that's still considered a drop. All right, y'all. I am out of here. When will new classes be available? Well, because my husband decided that he did not want to spend any time once we got the finalization on moving, and he decided literally that day. Like, I was actually so shocked because he literally started packing stuff up and moving the gym. Ended up moving the gym and all that stuff out on football Sunday. Well, our Dolphins played on Thursday. No, when did he move that? I think he moved that right after the Dolphins play, after Tua got hurt. No, that he got hurt on. Well, he had the first hit on that Sunday. After that game, I think that's probably when he started breaking down the gym. And then last Sunday, because we played on Thursday, we ended up doing a lot of moving. Like, we literally were here moving stuff out. So I haven't had a chance. That's why I was kind of scatterbrained. You guys probably didn't see it, but I was really, really scatterbrained during my summation seminar, only because like my mind was racing with like all the stuff that we had to do, and I was we're trying to make that move like fairly quick in like that whole setup. So my mind was like in 30,000 places, and all I have everything, like my calendar's already done. There are certain, like, they're set up in Thinkific, which is my site, my whole site for the academy. They're all set up there. Parts of the emails are done, but I just could not focus at the time to actually put the classes out, send the emails. So that's why I said now I don't have to get off so I can do this. Hopefully we are 83.65% of the way done by tomorrow. That way this weekend I can actually spend time dropping the classes and doing all that stuff. So hopefully by Saturday or Sunday they will drop to, I can at least start some of them next week. But because I am opening up slots for in person, I want those on certain days. Now I have to incorporate that because my schedule before did not, or my calendar before did not account for in-house. And then it's now cheer competition season and the calls have been rolling in. So I have to consider that part. And I was really trying to be a vendor at competition. So that all kind of changed. They'll be out soon though. Be out very, very soon. And I can actually now have an in-house assistant. Don't get me wrong. Some people will talk. Okay, I'm going to say this, and I know, big trouble. Oh, I always got to add 365 in there somewhere. You made me forget what I was going to say, AJ. I'm going to stop reading your comments. What was I going to say? Damn it, I forgot what I was about to say. Damn it, AJ. God dang it, I shouldn't have read your comment. I know I was talking about like the classes and stuff. Now I don't remember. That quick. I don't remember what I was about to say. No, I don't remember. Dang you, AJ. You made me forget my whole train of thought. Oh well. Oh yeah. So I think I finished that because I wanted to do to be a vendor at Cheer Comp for tumblers like on site and stuff, but that wasn't what I was about to say. I was about to say something else. I don't remember what it was. I was talking about that, but I thought I finished that thought. I don't know. When I watch this back, I'll probably remember what the hell I was supposed to say, and then I'll say it in another video. But oh, I know what it was. Boom, there it is. Virtual assistants. That's what it was. I think you are way, way back. I don't think you're caught up. I think you kind of caught it when my mic went out. So you're going to end up seeing this and realize you're not live. Yeah, there it was. So in-house assistants. People will talk about virtual assistants and stuff all the time. And I think that works for some businesses, especially for like simple tasks, like just regular emails. But for my business, I tried the whole virtual thing and that just don't work for me. Like I need to be able to kind of like, because things change all the time, and like, if I end up having to do certain things, like I need someone where I can sit and communicate with, and we can still work. So like, if it was something where it's like they didn't understand, it's like me having to kind of like stop or like do video calls. Virtual assistants can be great for certain things, but I like old school. Like I used to be an administrative assistant, an executive assistant, like back in the day, to for company, for certain bigger, higher ups. There we go, in companies, and just having someone in house is a lot different than doing a virtual. So now that I have more space, and like, even if because mine, I have a desktop now versus a like an all-in-one or like a laptop. So once this is over here, even if I like on the days where I'm not filming and I have my assistant come in, there's going to be another desk that's just like this one, and they can have the smaller laptop and like be working from like working there. So if something needs to be changed or I have to bounce ideas, like they're here. So I am looking forward to doing the in-person one, and like now having that person, because it was really, really tough. People talk about having virtual assistants, but that's for like really automated tasks that you don't want to do yourself. That's what I found like it worked better for. But with like my classes, right? I do 2 recordings for my classes. And outside of like now, we were trying to figure out like the whole server thing to where they could have access to it, but they would always have to still download it. It wouldn't connect them right to our WD My Cloud. They'll still have access, they can see it, but they would have to download it to their computer. And these are video files. This can take up a lot of hard drive space, and then waiting for it to actually download. So to title and label all of them. So I have someone that does like my timestamps. That's something virtual assistant can do. They can go in there, they can do the timestamps. Someone that can go in and create my playlist. Someone that can go in and, like trying to get someone now to like do thumbnails where I don't have to think about them all the time. It works great for things like that, but it's certain ones like my videos and things that are on our servers that they can't really get to. I need someone in-house. I'll now be able to have that, because on actual like work days where I'm not filming, I'm not recording, I'm not live, I could be on a desk, they can be on a desk in here, and that can get done. So I am like ecstatic about having an actual assistant in-house. That's going to be great. And that with someone that can also answer. That was the other thing too. There are times where I don't want to always take customer service calls. And I'm like, well, if I have someone here, they can kind of answer it, and basic things can be answered by them. And if I need to get on the call, I can. But outside of that, I was the one that was always answering calls. And then y'all want to stay on with me and chit chat, and I can't do that. Like, I got a business to run. So now with having someone that can answer calls and at least answer like basic questions, especially like, okay, is my pickup ready? They'll ask, things about what they need on the website. Someone else can kind of filter that. And if I have to get on for any of the technical stuff, until I get my assistant, like, up to par on everything that kind of goes on, it's just better for them to be here because they can just hand me the phone. So yeah. It's going to be great. And then just with having someone, because it's really broken up into different businesses, really. Like this, having someone, if I have to pull stuff for a video versus me doing it, being able to have stuff pulled, being able to be a lot more organized and have stuff go back, and it's not just sitting here. So kind of having someone that can help me with that part. If it's a matter of, okay, an order comes in, even if they don't know how to run the machine yet, an order comes in, which vinyls you have to go and pull. So pulling the vinyls, setting them up. We're going to have like little bins where orders, like everything for that order can go in there. And then we can process it from that bin, do that order, put it in there. It'll go to even for him to pack it up and then do it that way. So just having people to pull stuff orders, we're going to go back to doing print shop, pulling job tickets. Really, it's an assistant, but it's really just having more staff. Like, I need it. So yeah. All right, y'all. They're officially in the house. I'm going to go for real. Been on here for 2 hours. I can't do these anymore. Like, not to just kind of be on and just be on. I'm learning. I have to manage my time so that I can be out of here at a reasonable time. If it's not a day where I'm doing an evening class, our goal is to shut it down at 6:00 and go home and go eat and call it a day. So yeah, I won't be doing as many. Like, just kind of sit on here. When I'm home, I'll sit here and I'll chill with y'all and I'll be on live for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Come in, get the work done, shut it down, go back home. So, all right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. One last time. Thank you, my love. I already know you're gonna call me. Don't forget again, until you have um a little under 2 hours. So the code Ink Up for 15% off. I mean, even classes. So if you're interested in taking the Essentials to Silhouette Studio, you can get that for 15% off right now, because that code is good. Entire site until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, y'all. Peace.